Yo, what's up, guys? This is gonna be my thoughts about Hopsin. Now, Hopsin is a really good rapper. I can put him to old Eminem. I can put him between Redman or Method Man or Ice Cube or GC Rice, Schoolboy Q, Kendrick Lamar, who's one of my favorites too. And Hopsin is one of those rappers that it's kind of like a horrorcore combined to like Eminem's old days. With the Eminem, the Slim Shady LP to the Marshall Mathers day when he was going that crazy with Slim Shady shit. So, when I heard of Hopsin, I probably heard of him in 2000 and 2000. I probably didn't heard of him, but I looked him up when, my big brother, rest in peace to him, who was not longer with us. And I remember that he was listening to. I remember it popped off. I was wanted to use the computer, right? So it popped his album Raw. You know that album cover of Raw? It's like a parody of Saw and shit. That album, but I don't know what type of songs he was listening to, like Kill Her or it's not I'm Not Crazy or some shit with Swizz and the other guy who rapped on it. And it's that album I saw of Hopsin. My first time I saw Hopsin on the cover. So I heard of Sagging My Pants. I heard of that. I heard what's that other song called? Shit, but there's a plenty of songs I heard of Hopsin. Now taken back in 2020. Now been 5 years ago. I remember I heard of Hopsin's Dancing at the Moonlight when I was 17 years old. I remember hearing his first project, and it blew me away because I like the intro. It's really funny. He's eating the cereal and he's just telling his mom to play that shit, to play his clip of his sound rap. And it's a cool introduction. I'm Here is a cool follow up to that track too. Sexy Cyber, which is one of the personal darkest track to look at back at it. That's real personal, true life. I mean, a personal, true story that happens to others, where they get kidnapped and they get killed because they hook up with dating apps. And when you're trying to tell those parents or your moms or your dads and shit, and they're trying to tell you you can't use those dating apps, and half of the time they're catfish all the time. So give you a warning on that. Dating apps are always not safe. Because there's grinder and all that other bullshit. It's trash overall. I want to recommend you dating overall. I want to. I have dated with a girl, a Christian girlfriend, but we didn't work out. That's what it sucked overall about talking about dating and shit. So yeah, that track is really good. I liked it. Crystal meth, which is poking fun of a drug called crystal meth, like crystal meth or whatever the fuck it's called. It's a personal story that he had a best friend, he had a best pal or buddy, which is talking about, I wish he wouldn't do the same shit that he used to do now. He had Xbox 360 and he had the whole shit, and he fucked up a Corona, and talking about his best friend he met at high school, like personal track like that. And then he was sniffing a line and he got high and he got extra level grades. It kind of reminds me of that movie How High from Method Man and Redman, where they get high as fuck and they get straight up AAs. But I think I was wrong and mistaken. They get FFs. They're fuck about that, and they're smoking weed. That kind of reminds me of that shit with crystal meth. Talks about personal stuff, and then one day he falls asleep and he overdoses. His sister's trying to get some murder shit out of the laundry, and then he's suffocated and he's almost suffering to not breathe no more. And then he wakes up, and then her sister's like, "Isn't it the drugs? Isn't it?" And it's a really good track. I like it. Crystal Light's a good storytelling. It reminds me of like the old Eminem back then. So you know, it's a really good track, and ends up to fuck Dancing at the Moonlight, which is a good one too. Super Duper Fly, a really decent one. Dancing at the Moonlight, overall looking at the album and the songs are really cool. It's a best, introduction to Hopsin. If you listen to Hopsin, this is a good album. I can put this to the old Eminem's days when he had made good fucking music, not this whack ass music, this shitty ass music now. That's some shit. Nah, I don't like that garbage. Now, falling to that is raw. That album, what I was seeing when I was a kid, I heard, hot. I mean, Hot 16, a really good one. I'm Not Crazy, which is bizarre and fucked up when you hear it. When Hobson talks about some random fucked up shit on that track, like some pedophile shit, some pedo shit, which I think that's crazier enough. And then if I got Orphanage and then all that other shit like that, I'm Not Crazy, Hard to Bitch Explain, I can't control my thoughts at all. They won't go into my mail. This reminds me of like something like Guilty Conscience with Dre and M. Like more like a crazier time would that be? I don't know why this track fits for like an Eminem. I wish Eminem would come here to rap on this track. It would have fit his style. And then Swiss. I recently heard of Swiss, but at the time I didn't hear more of that nigga overall. I didn't hear more of Swiss. But hearing Swiss on this track, he goes bizarre than that. Talking about strippers giving them change, which is the funniest part of that track. Got in the webcam, and then talks about some weird shit. And then and there's another rapper behind that's really, I'm the devil, and this would be a bloodbath. It's some